Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. Hawaii Five-0 is an American police procedural drama series that was produced by CBS Productions. It was created by Leonard Freeman. The setting was Hawaii, and the show originally aired for 12 seasons on CBS, beginning in September of '68, running all the way through April of 1980. Hawaii Five-0 is the name of a special police unit consisting of no more than 4 men at a time, although it can freely call upon the Honolulu Police Department for more men if they need it. Answering only to the governor, Five-0 investigates the most important and sensational crimes, ranging from murder and kidnapping to terrorism and international espionage. The leader of the group is ex-Navy intelligence investigator Steve McGarrett, a tough Irish cop that has a determined nature and a hatred for crime. Other Five-0 personnel include Dan Williams, who's second in command and who's known as Dan-O to McGarrett. As they continually battle, McGarrett's archenemy, Red China agent Wo Fat, whose plans are always stopped by McGarrett and who always manages to escape the reach of the law, at least until the final episode. The term that we know now as Five-0, which is used for slang for police, came from the television show. Believe it or not, the TV series is the one that originated this common slang nowadays. The series title was actually a tribute to Hawaii being the 50th state in the USA. Over the years, the term came to be used as code for police in general. At the time that the show premiered, Hawaii had only been a state for 9 years. It had become a state in August of 1959, and the show premiered on CBS in September of '68. Now, the show could have looked a little bit differently had casting gone different. Jack Lord will forever be associated with his character of Steve McGarrett. But the producers of the show originally had other actors in mind for the part. Richard Boone, the former star of Have Gun Will Travel, was the first to be offered the part, but he turned it down. Hollywood legend Gregory Peck was also considered for the role of McGarrett, but eventually the producers felt like Jack Lord was the best for the part, so they settled on him. The very first season of the show was filmed in a rusted-out Quonset hut, where rats were reported everywhere, and they had problems with them chewing the cables for the production. The production moved to Fort Ruger for seasons 2 through 8, before a studio was finally constructed at Diamond Head for the final 4 years of the series. Filming on location in Hawaii gave the show a real exotic feel. In an era where most television shows were filmed in LA or possibly New York. But this production took it farther than that. They ventured to some far-flung locales, spending time in Hong Kong and Singapore for special episodes in the series. The opening credits of the show were done by an Iranian-born director, who is also the one that came up with the famous Mary Tyler Moore hat toss at the beginning of that show. Reza Badawi came to the U.S. to study film at Syracuse and quickly became one of the premier people that could come up with brilliant opening montages for TV shows. His energetic credits, like the sequence in Hawaii Five-0 that began with the iconic crash of the wave and used quick cuts and quick zooms in his segments. When working on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, he had a brilliant idea that maybe all of a sudden she would just toss her hat into the air. Those little things that he added made him the expert at crafting opening montages. The theme song for the series reached number 4 on the pop charts. Morton Stevens' smashing surf track was equally important in setting the exciting tone for the show. His theme song was then covered by the Ventures, who took it all the way to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1968. The famous hula dancer that you see in the opening credits went on to become a college professor. Helen Torco was the uncredited woman that was shaking her hips in the opening credits. She earned $150 for her dancing gig. Later, she went on to become a professor of business technology at a community college in Honolulu. And I think I just recently noticed where she had passed away within the past 2 or 3 years. The famous Tom Selleck show, Magnum P.I., used Hawaii Five-O's production facilities, and it exists in that same fictional universe that this series was created in. When Five-O wrapped in the spring of 1980, something needed to be done with the production facilities at Diamond Head, the ones that they had built. So the studio decided to create a new series that was set in Hawaii. Thus, Magnum P.I. moved into the studio. That's not the only connection between these two shows. In episode 6, called Skin Deep, Magnum identifies himself as McGarrett of Five-O. The producers of Magnum tried to get Jack Lord to do a cameo, but he turned down the offer. He just wasn't interested in doing anything else related to Five-O. Now, there's one episode of the show that was completely banned from television, and it will never be seen again. It originally aired on January 7th, 1970. The title of it was Bored, She Hung Herself, and it's one of the stranger cases that the series tackles. Don Quinn, best known as a regular on the Virginian TV series, portrayed Don Miles. He was the primary suspect in this episode after his girlfriend Wanda was found dead, hanging from a noose in their Hawaiian apartment. In the series, they call it yoga that went wrong, but at that time, audiences weren't accustomed to seeing a character do this. After its initial showing, it was pulled out of every syndication package and was not included so that it could never be shown again. Take a look back at this fascinating, popular series. It's always a great watch. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.